words, you are Natalie Cochran, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I should explain to you, Ms. Cochran, that you have been charged in an indictment returned by the special grand jury on October the 23rd, 2023, in an indictment that charges you with the offense of first-degree murder. Have you received a copy of this indictment, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Have you had a full and fair opportunity to review that indictment with your attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand what the indictment charges you with doing?
I do.
Do you believe that you are the same Natalie Cochran named and described in this indictment?
I do.
Are you now prepared to be arraigned?
Yes.
Mr. Victor or Mr. Selden, do you waive on behalf of the defendant the reading of the indictment at this time?
We waive the reading of the indictment.
Natalie Cochran, how do you plead to this charge of first-degree murder as alleged against you in indictment number 23-F-343K? Are you guilty or not guilty of such offense?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
A not guilty plea will be entered in this matter. And
with regard to the sort of extraneous requests from the defense and the aversion to deadlines, would you say that's a strategic approach on their part? What would you say they're trying to accomplish with that?
Sure. I mean, I would half jokingly, half truthfully say that it appears as if they want deadlines for me, but don't want to have any deadlines for themselves. That's anticipated. That's not unique to Mr. Victor and Mr. Selden. I believe that would be the desire of every defense counsel on the planet, is to put the state under some deadlines that they don't necessarily have to follow. But that being said, that we should have deadlines. That way, each side, defense absolutely, constitutionally, and certainly has a right to a fair trial. But so does the state, and so it's important that each side get fair and reciprocal discovery. And so that's all the state was asking for.
The arraignments have obviously been rescheduled to make sure that Natalie can appear in person. How important is that she appear in person for all these, and what does it take to get her from that federal prison to you?
I think it's really important, and one of the reasons is every defendant that's charged with any matter deserves the right to come to court, to be there in person, to confront their accusers, and to be there for that process. I think it's a dangerous society if we have decisions made about our freedom and about our constitutional rights when we're not there. So I completely respect both Natalie Cochran's and any defendant's right to be here in person, to answer charges, and to know firsthand what is being said and what is being done about their case. That being said, today you heard a proposition by her defense counsel that she appear at some of the pretrial hearings virtually by Polycom. The state can accommodate that. That's no worry of mine, as long as that's the defendant's decision. It is their decision to have, it's their decision also to waive. So she, for whatever cost-benefit analysis, whether that's the trip down here and back, whatever the decision-making process is, she's decided that it would be more convenient for her to be by Polycom. The state completely can accommodate that. The cutoff will be, I believe that she should be here in person for the July date and obviously the August trial dates, and her defense counsel agree with that. So there's just no points of contention there.
And that's on you to coordinate with the state troopers.
It is.
To get her here.
So what we have to do is we have to file a writ every time we want to go get her. State troopers, both one male and must be one female, travel up. Like for instance, last night they traveled up, spent the night. They transported her down here this morning, and will transport her back today. The situation will be a bit different when it comes time for the August trial date, because the trial lasts over several days consecutively. We blocked off 3 weeks for the trial. So the week of August the 12th and then 3 consecutive weeks. So the housing arrangement will have to be different. That's to be determined, but it'll likely be here somewhere locally.
What is your desired outcome of the trial?
Obviously, one would expect me to say, I want a guilty verdict. I want justice, and I want the truth to come out, whatever those are. I'm a truth seeker, not a conviction seeker. So I want the absolute truth about what happened to Michael Brandon Cochran to come out, and whatever that is, whatever the jury decides that is, that will be the right decision. I've heard attorneys before say, the jury got it wrong. Let me tell you, in this system we have, and I believe it is the best system in the world, the jury never gets it wrong. If I don't get a conviction, or if a prosecutor doesn't get a conviction, they put on a subpar case, or they've done a subpar job. So it is ultimately always up to the jury.